Yeah, we thank you. You've done so much for us. You've blessed us to be here today, to have the mind to be here today. Not everybody has that mind, Almighty. We thank you for paving the way for your people. All throughout your word, you made a way. When the odds seemed against the children of Israel, you made a way.
Hallelujah.
Help us to remember that you're undefeated.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Your resume is impeccable.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Father.
The words that we read, that we claim to, is full of your victory. It's full of your passion and love for your people.
Yes, sir.
It's full of how you've came to the aid, how you've made ways, how you tilted the scale for your people.
Yes.
Yah, we thank you, we praise you. On this day, we ask that you will bless us, Almighty Yah, with your word. Yah, I just ask you to remove me out the way, that you will speak to us, Almighty Yah. We ask for fresh word from Shemayim, which is our fresh bread.
Yes,
But you made it clear that we are not to just live by the substance of bread, but by the words that have proceeded and are continuing to proceed out of your mouth. That this is what we live off of. That if there is a famine in the land, that you will sustain your people by your word.
Yes.
We thank you, Yah, for opening your doors up.
Yes.
Advantage of your bread. Don't take advantage of this word. You have to do what you got to do, Almighty Yah. Because Yahshua must come and he must reign. And the world has to be in a position where every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. Help the people who walk this way to have an understanding of the plans of Yah, what you are doing for us, and how it is imperative that we have the Ruach, that we have the fire from within, so we can see the bigger picture. And that will be just like those mentioned in Hebrews 11 that had faith, whether they saw it or they didn't. Either way, that we will not waver. We will stand on the rock, because our rock, it's not like their rock. Our rock is a defender.
Yes, sir.
Our rock is powerful.
Yes.
Our rock establishes a kingdom on earth that no other kingdom can knock down.
Yes.
Yah, we thank you
Thank
for
you.
being that strong rock,
Yes.
a tower,
Firm
a refuge.
Yes.
We're able to lean on the rock, trust on the rock, build off of the rock.
Yes.
So Yah, we just ask that you will continue to grow your people in the word, but that you grow us by the Spirit.
Yes.
So that we may understand the newness, the deeper, the in between the letters. We may be able to get the bigger picture. Yah, we just thank you. Just ask you would just guide me this day.
Please, sir.
If you guide me, it ain't even about me, it's really about your people.
Yes.
It's about those that have an ear to hear.
Okay.
About those that have an ear to hear. What Yah is saying to the body of believers today. So we thank you and we praise you. Have your way in this place.
Please, sir.
Have your way in our closing service. Just have your way. Teach us to get closer to you, to be able to boldly come before the throne. Yahshua made a way. Help us to understand how to get closer and closer to you. Yah, we just thank you and we praise you. We cannot do this without your spirit, and this would not be possible without the lamb that was slain. In Yahshua HaMashiach, and we pray, amen and amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Well, we message Keontae. I don't know how you can get on here, but message.
Okay, got it.
Miss Jordan.
Okay, thank you.
Please.
Mic 1 is ready. Mic 2, we good? What we have, Mic 2?
Ready.
Mic 2 ready. Mic 3, you ready?
Ready.
Mic check, okay. Ready today. Hallelujah. I'll praise to the Most High for us being here. Having a mind to be here.
Amen.
Amen.
So earlier in the week, there's just so much going on in the world There's so much going on. I mean, there's a lot going. There's a lot to teach on. There's a lot to talk about because there's so much going on. And in prayer on Tuesday morning, the 31st, I was in prayer that morning, and you know, I had this extra time on my hand, so I'm able to, you know, think about things to teach on, think about, you know, the festival days, and just kind of have things planned out. But sometimes, you know, man has something planned out, and then y'all step in,
Uh-oh.
and y'all was like, we need to go this way. So men just follow the voice of Yah. So on Tuesday, I kind of already knew, you know, plus all this, just the recent stuff that's been going on, just like, oh, this is going to be, we're going to get it in. And in prayer, I heard the word clutter. There wasn't, you know, I wasn't in a trance. And it wasn't the noonday, I was up in a trance. And the skies opened up. I just heard the word. I was in prayer, in the bed, laying down. And I heard the word clutter. Okay? So then, you know, as we learn, as we get in this relationship with Christ, especially from a teaching perspective, when you hear something, you got to follow it. So I get to investigating clutter. What does that mean? And today we're going to talk about, even though we were supposed to have been done with it, but New Cycles Part 3, we've been done with it. What's the third part today, I guess? The cluttered church. My own investigation. And when we say church, for those that might be watching, church, we are talking about Israel. Okay, church is Israel. Israel is the church, or the body of Christ. People who have committed themselves. The thing about Christianity is that when you get baptized, you come down to the altar, you say you confess, you give yourself over, you have given yourself over to this way. Though the negative is that you ain't walking the way. Nobody's teaching you the way.
Uh-oh.
See, that's the problem. In the church, just regular, the religion Christianity is that we say, I give myself over to him, to Jesus Christ. Okay, I get it. Jesus. People, the Greek, if I have the alphabet on this side, and I have Greek on this side, there are going to be letters in Hebrew that the Greek there's no equivalent. There's no sheen. They don't have one. So if I was to say Yeshua for salvation, in Greek, I have to come up with whatever letters I have to equal that. That's why in the root of Jesus is Sosa, Savior. Some people go, oh, don't say Jesus, you're going to hell. It's the devil language. It's just Greek. And they did the best they could to try to replicate the yod and the sheen and the vav or the wa and the ayin and the hey. Just some they you can't make up stuff. That's what my Hebrew teacher used to say to me. You just can't be making up stuff. You can't be freestyling, as you would say. Can't just be freestyling making up stuff. So in Jesus, they tried their best to try to get an idea or a picture of a savior. So when people say, I give myself over to Christ or to Jesus or to Jesus, they are joining themselves to this. And it's almost detrimental. Because when you join yourself to this, you got to abide by a certain creed. Not no Apostles' Creed, not no that Methodist creed, not none of them creeds. And you got to abide by this word. You got to walk a certain way. So there's a lot of people that's in danger. Now here's mercy. We was all in there at one point.
Yes, sir.
So there was something about you, even though you was in that, to where he still led you out. So we can't forget. Boy, don't forget where you come from now.
All right now.
I don't care how far you go, you're going to play all this ball and doing all this stuff. Don't forget where you come from. So we can't forget where we came from and that there was something there that kept us.
Yes.
Compassion is, I'm gonna walk in someone else's shoes. I'm gonna walk in your shoes to get an idea. So when we talk about the church or Israel or all of the, think of that. Think of all the Messianics, think of all the Israelites, think of all the Christians. That's a huge body. Look at all the clutter. We could spend 2 hours just talking about just Sabbatarian clutter, from Messianic, from an Israelite, and from Judaism. You just talk about it's all kind of clutter. Now you throw in Christianity, woo. So the word I got was clutter, and what definition I have, one of them is crowd, untidy, filled with clutter. Another one was clutter was to fill or cover with scattered or disordered things. To fill or cover with scattered or disordered things, check this out, that impede movement. That impede movement, I like this one too, or reduce effectiveness. Or reduce effectiveness. Now, I wanted to talk about the rabbi that said Yahshua coming today. I wanted to talk about all the stuff that was going on, but it was more important from that realm that we talk on clutter. Where does judgment start? Where's it start at?
The house.
Start in the house, where all the people supposed to be at. So we have too much clutter. And Yah wants us to declutter. We get to understand D11. But when we get in this today, we got to realize there are certain things in our mind, in our heart, in our life that impede our movement. Because the ancient Israelites were a nomadic people. What does that mean? They always on the go. They always on the go. And you know what we are? We're still nomadic people because we ain't home yet.
Mm.
We're not home. So who said you ain't supposed to be walking?
Mm.
What was that? Walk it out. Walk it out. We're supposed to be doing spanky leg. So impede movement or reduce effectiveness.
Mm.
So that really hit because the church as a whole, Israelites, Judaism, Messianics, Torah observant people, Christians. How effective is all those people combined?
Mm.
What's the power at in that? It'd be a war just with all them, get them all together. How much fighting and fussing be going on? You just have just a group of Messianics, how much fighting and fussing? Group of Israelites fighting and fussing. Group of Christians fighting and fussing. So the Spirit is speaking to the body of believers about clutter. And he said, hey, I want you guys to have your own investigation. You gotta have your own investigation. So I said, you, including myself. All right. So this is from dictionary.com. They said to fill or litter with things in a disorderly manner. Another verb, British dialect, to run in disorder, move with bustle and confusion. To move with bustle and confusion, but you go on, so but you lost. You confused. You don't know which way is up. You can't read your compass no more. You can't read your map. You confused. You got too much stuff going on. And the noun, a disorderly heap or a assemblage. Just got stuff all kinds of stuff in your life. Another noun, definite that was a state or condition of confusion. I'm gonna sip on that. It's gonna be like Kermit the Frog sipping my tea. A state or condition of confusion. Old Merriam-Webster, they said, to run in disorder, to fill or cover with scattered or disordered things. Oh, that's what I wrote, my bad. That impede movement or reduce effectiveness. So when we're cluttered in life, it's hard to go forward.
Amen.
It's hard to go forward when there's too much going on. A noun of clutter from Miriam and them. A crowded or confused mass. Just a collection of just confusion. Think about that. I got a collection of confusion in my life. I got a collection of confusion. Things that clutter a place. That we've tried to establish that your body is what? It's a temple. And that you're a renter. You're not an owner. No, we want to own stuff. That's mine. It's mine. But you're a renter. So you're renting this body you're renting as a temple, and then we heap stuff in there. Now we know what's supposed to be. It should be an altar in there somewhere. Altar of incense. There should be some sort of menorah in there. There should be a secret place where the ark goes when you commune with somebody. There should be an ark of incense, right? There should be some things about you that mimic the temples and the tabernacles. And I ain't saying we ain't got that. You got a jukebox in there. You got an entertainment system in there. Got your man cave in there. She shed in there. All kind of stuff in there. And now a place that is supposed to be a temple dedicated to Yah is cluttered. It's cluttered. And Yah wants us to address our clutter. Gotta make room for it. Just gotta make room for it. It sounds easy until you start looking and see what you got. You know what happened when you see stuff that you realize you got? Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't throw that away. Come on. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. 5 years. 5 times 10 years. So the etymology, I think I said it right, the etymology of clutter. In the 1550s, to collect in heaps, crowd together in disorder, a variant of clautern. Some of you medical people about to jump out your seat. A variant of clautern to form clots, to heap on. Related to clot, perhaps influenced by cluster, sense of to litter, to crowd a place, by disorderly mass of things. It is recorded in the 1660s related cluttered or cluttering. In the 1570s, things lying in heaps or crowded confusion from clutter. Okay, so when we think of clot, medical people, scientists, what comes in your mind?
Archetype. No circulation. No bed. No
And what was it about clutter that it impedes your what? Your movement. And you know what you need to flow through your body? You won't believe what this season, one thing about this season is guaranteed. That you ain't got to provide. You don't have to provide the blood, do you? It's already been done. But we keep the blood from flowing. We just clutter. Just clutter. What's a blood clot? A blood clot is a clump of blood that has changed from a liquid to a gel-like semi-solid state. Clotting is a necessary process that can prevent you from losing too much blood in certain instances when you're injured or cut. When a clot forms inside your veins, it won't always dissolve on its own. This can be very dangerous, even life-threatening. So a clot can kill you.
Yes, sir. All right.
Spiritually speaking, our clutter
Yes.
can kill us.
Go ahead.
Spiritual, physical,
Go
right
ahead.
now.
An immobile blood clot generally won't harm you. But there's a chance that it could move and become dangerous.
Yes.
If a clot breaks free and travels through your veins to your heart, or lungs, and gets stuck and prevent blood flow. This is a medical emergency. Ruach HaKodesh on Tuesday, March 31st, let us know that clutter is a spiritual emergency.
Help us.
But see, y'all's good. Because even though there's a lot of stuff going on that's very relevant, Corona. It's very relevant. But we want to have a relationship with him to where regardless of what's going on out there, I need you to think about this. I need you to focus on this as of right now.
Amen.
What's it called? A right now word? What's that called?
Right now.
Rhema. Thank you. Scholars in here say Rhema. Rhema word. Right now. That's what we need.
Amen.
That's going to save us.
Hallelujah.
Because when we call, the hope is he answers.
Yes.
Amen.
And when he sends us something, the hope is we receive it.
Amen.
Go ahead.
So it's hard to go forward when there's so much clutter. Then with traffic jam. You man the mug. Those folks live in big cities. That's one thing. When I was coaching and we would go, I had to go recruiting and go to like big cities. You leave somewhere, you got to get over here, and you get off on the side roads, you're good, you're making your time, and you jump on the bypass or the interstate or the freeway. It's like, God, it's a molly. I don't need cars. You just sitting there. Hope you got gas. So being able to move forward is hard when you're cluttered. You have to sit there. So I figured some of y'all would enjoy it. Y'all like that, some brain, y'all smart people, y'all like that stuff. So we're gonna look at normal and the disorder. That there are psychological reasoning to a messy house. The psychological reasoning to normalcy or having a disorder. And there are 8 steps. We're going to go through all 8 of them. So bear with me. Number 1, junk is hidden. Number 1, junk is hidden. At first sight, their apartment or room might seem perfect. A clean floor, books arranged in neat fashion, appropriate wallpaper. But once you take a look inside a kitchen drawer or a shelf in the closet, you might see broken scissors, pens, old credit cards, crumpled clothes. The way something looks is important to all of us, and even more so for people with a dramatic personality type. They love showing the best sides of their personalities, and they do a lot of things primarily to impress others. It's easier for these people to just hide all the old and useless stuff instead of getting rid of it or just sorting it out. Often it's more important for them to make their place look attractive than it is to actually make it look clean. So one of the first step 1 was just junk being hidden. So we just hide it. When we talk about de-leavening, when we say it, homes, getting the stuff out, we talk about the heart.
Yes.
What is hidden? What leaven has been hidden? Number 2, absence of renovation. Absence of renovation. And look, this ain't about this is about everybody. Because when I suffer from all of them. I was first one to go through it. Like, goodness gracious. Absence of renovation. Number 2. Some people spend years living in apartments with a leaky tap, old school wallpaper, and keep things in boxes in order not to spend extra money on new stuff. They often treat their place as temporary, like they're planning to move to a different town find a job abroad, get a mortgage, or just wait for their lives to somehow change. But sometimes they can live in this temporary place for decades. From a psychological standpoint, these people are inclined to live in the future and see it through rose-colored glasses. They treat the present as a temporary discomfort. They treat the present as a temporary discomfort that they just need to tolerate. On the other hand, they often do not have a solid plan. These people are used to living like this, and they are constantly hoping for some outside help that will change their situation. I understand life's got to do all stuff like that.
It's doing it on that. Thank you.
They're hoping for some outside help that will change their situation. Living in certain scenarios. I remember I was a kid and our shower in the trailer I grew up in, you know, I could see outside. Like you couldn't stand on certain parts of the shower. You could see the ground. You had to kind of stand back. You know, and it was like that for, gosh, I don't know. I was there, I guess. So I got up out of there. And we don't realize the different things that are attached to us. When we say I'm coming out of Babylon, coming out of it is so much deeper. You've been raised a certain way. Not just your parents, but things like this in your mind, that I'll just settle. I'll just settle. I'll look forward. I'll think about the future. But once again, if you're cluttered, there's no movement. There's no progress going forward. Anyway, number 3. Messy workplace. You know, I had to do something one day, and I got to school a little bit later. And when I got to my classroom, the assistant principal was at my desk, monitoring the ISS and stuff. I was embarrassed. My desk is a hot mess. And I know it. I say something about it to myself every day I'm in there. But I can handle it. I know where my stuff is. I know where the kids' stuff is. I know where just move this paper here. Boom, there you go. You know. The workspace is one of the most interesting spots in the apartment in terms of psychology. Some people sort everything into folders and put the folders on shelves. Others mix everything up, all the papers, pens, plates, pencils, laptops. These things take up space and are covered with dust. This can indicate high self-esteem and immaturity, even if your desk is messy. You can still actively work there and can easily find anything you need. This is not necessarily a bad thing. Very often a messy desk is an indicator of a creative and innovative person. If you often have to do other things besides typing, for example, handwrite something, draw or something else, there is a high probability that your workplace doesn't look very clean. But on the other hand, it's probable that you often have unusual and creative ideas. Number 4, full sink, laundry and trash. Very few people can say that they love cleaning, but some people hate it so much that it actually becomes scary. They collect all the trash on their balcony during the winter or put all the dirty dishes in the sink until they realize that they have no clean dishes left. Procrastination is a problem that a lot of people have to deal with. It often occurs in our everyday tasks. And it seems that it's far more logical to do a little work regularly instead of doing a lot. But in fact, people use excuses like, I'm lazy, I have no time now, or I'll do it tomorrow, one of my favorites. If you've noticed that you sometimes procrastinate, try to start with small things. Do your dishes right after you eat. Take out the trash every day. This forms a healthy habit of doing everything on time. You will need this habit in more important parts of your life. You will need this habit in more important parts of your life. Remember the word on Tuesday morning. Clutter. You will need this habit in more important parts of your life, like work or relationships. And there's a very important relationship we all got to have. There's It's really just one.
You don't want to matter now.
Someone to matter. No, and I think we've all seen the video of the sister that had the dream of Mashiach when he was coming. Remember, you know somebody crying for real. And all that stuff coming out your nose, you don't care. And what she saw had her petrified, shaking, full of snot, crying. She was like, you don't understand. It's in his face. He was mad. And he had the homies with him. So that's a relationship that we need to have. We need to be good in that relationship. Because you ever had a deal with somebody and that their expectations was up here and your performance was here? Their expectations up here and your performance is here. But this person here, if they're strong, they're not going to lower the bar. Their expectation is here, our performance is here. That's why we have scriptures. We have the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. These things are to help us reach the expectation. Because he's not going to lower the bar. Why? He came down here. He, got burped, pooped, ran, played, teased, all the stuff. Grew up, all the stuff. Little girls, all the stuff. And then walked blameless all the way to the end. And we really, what we want is this. There was a show, a podcast. I like listening to former athletes and talk about it's some stuff they say. It was Isaiah Thomas. And he was saying, because he played for Bobby Knight. If you know anything about, basketball and Bobby Knight, he was hard, old school. I'm going to slap a taste out your mouth. Shake you, I'm going to threaten, just old school. But he said that he didn't want to go to Indiana. His mama made him go to Indiana. Said coaches would come in Isaiah Thomas' apartment. We were so poor that when coaches would come, we would say come in the daytime. Because at nighttime, we ain't got no lights. We like candles. We ain't got no lights. That's how poor they were. He said, I'm not going to say the school, but the school came in there, cracked open the suitcase, $150,000 right there. He said, him and his brother jumping up and down. We hit the lottery. He said, man, he started the corner side looking at his mama. He was over there just. So mama got up, walked over there, closed the suitcase. My son's not for sale. Isaiah was like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Said Bobby Knight walked in there. He said, I promise you 3 things. Your son is going to be a gentleman. I'm going to pour into him everything I know about basketball, and he's going to get his education. She said, that's where you're going. He said she had a press conference. My son's going to Indiana to play with Bobby Knight. And he said, as young guys used to have this saying where you're like, yeah, I want challenge, I want it to be hard, but in reality, you really don't. It just in life in general, like we say we want things, and we say, yeah, I don't mind it hard, I don't mind a challenge, no, you
I don't get tired.
You want it easy. It's the cool thing to say. No, I'll work hard. I'll work. Don't say me. No. You want it easy. And he said that he realized that he thought he worked hard, but he realized that he didn't. He wanted it easy, and Bobby Knight wouldn't lower the bar. We're talking about basketball. We ain't talking about your soul. We're not talking about the opportunity given to us to partake in the divine nature. To go from where you are now, knees, back hurting, to being to being like him. For him to look at you and say, man, whew, bones of my bones, flesh of my flesh. He's not going to lower the bar. He's just not. So you will need this habit in more important parts of your life, like work or relationships. So full sink, laundry, and trash. Number 5, feeling that nobody lives there. Some people's homes look like they are only used as places for sleep. The place may be clean, have very little furniture, almost no dishes. Sometimes they don't even have a stove or fridge or the necessary things. These apartments are popular among students who actually spend very little time in them. However, the older a person gets, the more comfort and order they want in their lives. If the place looks empty, but the person has a lot of time there, it may indicate some psychological issues. One of these is immaturity. The adult person is still waiting for someone to appear and make the place cozy for them. For example, they think they will find a partner who will come and make the apartment comfortable. Number 6, they leave leftovers in the kitchen. The kitchen is supposed to be the cleanest place in the house. I think that was spoke on in the de-leavening with Sister Kelly and Sister Beth. So if you haven't watched it, please watch it. It's very good. Okay, about de-leavening and the literal things you got to do, but also the things, the spiritual things, and just people's experience when it comes to de-leavening. Okay, this is so a unique and interpersonal time. A former smoker, I had stopped smoking weed, and I was doing my part in cleaning the couch, and everybody's gone. It's just me. And out the burrows of the bottom of the couch, I pull out half a sweet. Half a blunt. Like, how did it get here? I ain't smoking forever. Tempting. Half of one, a full one. It's like, how did this get in the couch? Deep in the couch. But
Call you back.
that's what to de-leaven is about. However far we go from the Most High, you got to walk down the same streets. Whatever it was you used to do, if it was good or that was bad and ugly, you got to walk down the same streets. Except you just don't stay. You just kind of passing through the hood.
Yep.
South side of town, I'm just passing through. I'm going back home.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
So long story short, I took it, kind of screamed. I was like, what in the world is this? Well, I knew what it was. It was like, how did it get there? I'm sitting there thinking. I just flushed down the toilet.
Hallelujah. That's
been-
overcoming.
Yeah. Would that have been a few years earlier? I was there by myself. I just found it. Lit. I thought, come up. I'm lit. Going back. I'm working hard. Going to the back porch. Been working hard. Shoot. Wife and kids, they gone like the Braves. Man, me time. Not me time.
Okay. All right.
See how we make up stuff
Yes, we do.
to prove what you want to do. You just want to just go and do it. That's you want to do, just go ahead and do it. I'm trying to make no excuses for it. Stand on your conviction. Why I stop that? Chris, why I stop that? The kitchen is supposed to be the cleanest place in the house because this is where we cook and eat. Oil and grease stains, leftovers, coffee, tea stains on cups. All these things just don't make the place look bad. It can also be dangerous for our health. Even the people who don't really like cleaning try to keep the kitchen clean just to be safe. However, there are people who are okay with the dirty kitchen. And sometimes the problem is not just laziness. Many studies prove that cleaning the house rarely is one of the signs of depression. People just don't have the energy or keep their home clean. They don't feel that it's important, and very likely they don't value themselves enough. And they don't value themselves enough. And they don't value themselves enough. They don't think they deserve to live in a clean place. On the other hand, regular cleaning and decluttering have been shown to improve the mood and help fight the symptoms of depression. Think about the body of Christ. You think the body of Christ is about to go through some serious depression here? As things intensify. Once again, look, this stuff going on with the COVID-19 point, whatever that is. Let me just tell you something. Yah has picked up, like he told Israel, I'm going to lift up the hedge. Whatever happened, baby. Wild beasts come in, it's on you. Wild animal come in, that's on you. Wild grape fruits start growing, that's on you. That's all he did. Look, 2 weeks ago, he in the back. He ain't came out to the ring yet. His music ain't played. When he come out, it's thunder and lightning and earth. When he come in, he ain't came out the back yet. He just the shadow box. He ain't came out yet. All he did was lift up the hedge on this country.
Mm.
Did I read this? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Number 7. They have a dirty bathroom. Shampoo commercials usually show the bathroom as a place where you can forget all about your problems and completely relax. It is true. A hot bath or cold shower have a huge effect on the way we feel. Different smells can wake us up, and salts and essential oils can improve the state of our skin, the function of our internal organs. Just one look at the bathroom is enough to tell how much the owner cares, not only about their body, but also about their psychological comfort. A clean bathroom is an indicator that is used regularly. Shower gels, different oils, high quality toothpaste, face creams, body lotion. All these things mean that this person cares about themselves. If the only thing in the bathroom is a razor with some dried foam on a piece of soap, it doesn't mean that the person is depressed. It only means that the person is really stressed and doesn't have much time to care. Takes care about themselves. And the last one is we have too much stuff. This is the big one.
All right.
We have too much stuff. Some people have a very hard time saying goodbye to things that they love. You've probably seen these apartments. They have tea sets that nobody uses, old furniture that is placed on the balcony, an old bicycle that nobody has ridden for a long time, and other useless stuff. In the best case scenario, this behavior is an indication of a conservative personality. They don't want to change. But you know what y'all should want to do? That change. Because remember, your body ain't your own now. You're just a renter. They don't want to change the way things are, and they try to hide from these changes. The worst case scenario is when a person has a tendency to constantly bring useless stuff home.
Come on.
The worst case scenario is when a person has a tendency to constantly bring useless stuff home. This is a sign of compulsive behavior and neurosis. These people just can't stop hoarding. We have too much stuff. What y'all spoke on that morning was clutter. So I had some other stuff I was on. They said we need to address clutter. I have too much stuff. So as we are completing or still doing our de-leavening, what do we need to get rid of? What do we need to get rid of? What is impeding our progress? What is keeping us from being complete and going forward and nomadic?
Yeah.
And not stagnant. Nomadic, on the move. Not stagnant, stuck in a rut. Let's turn to 1 Peter. 1 Peter, first chapter. We'll be in verse 3. It's how we never get there. Now let this coffee get cold. Now I gotta settle. Put some lukewarm coffee. I'm going to drink it because I ain't gonna waste it. I ain't waste it. 1 Peter and 3. Blessed be the Elohim and Father of our Master Yahshua HaMashiach, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again into a lively hope. Into a what? A lively hope. Reader 1, go ahead and give me Romans 15 and 4. Go ahead and read 3 and 4. You go ahead and give me John 6, 44 and 45. Everybody else keep your finger on lively hope. Of the hope.
Romans 15, 3 and 4. For even Christ pleased not himself, but as it is written.
Go ahead and start at 3, 15 and 3. 15, Romans 15 and 3.
This is.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
For even Christ pleased not himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach thee fell on me.
Mm-hmm.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures may have hope.
We might have hope.
Now, the Elohim of patience.
That's good. That's good. To a lively hope by the resurrection. Go ahead and give me John 6, 44 and 45.
No man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him. And I will raise him up at the last day.
He will do what?
Raise him up at the last day. It is written in the prophets.
In the what?
In the prophets. And they shall be all taught of God. Every man, therefore, that hath heard and hath learned of the Father cometh unto me.
Every man that is what?
That has heard and hath learned of the Father.
Are we hearing and are we learning? So we got to be, what did it say? We got to be what if we are?
If you heard and have learned of the Father, they cometh unto me.
That means you're moving. Now how you going to move when you club? How you going to move when you club? You can't move. So what good is hearing an application, but I ain't moving? I'm supposed to be going to him. He's like, I'm trying to draw you, but you too heavy. You lose some weight, baby. You too heavy. So back in 1 Peter 3, unto a lively hope by the resurrection. And then we just read, John 6, 44 and 45. Of Yahshua HaMashiach from the dead to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in Shamayim for who? You. Who are kept by the power of Elohim through faith until salvation be ready to be revealed at his last time. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness through manifold temptations. The trial of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor at the glory at the appearing of Yahshua. Now think about that sister in her video, what she saw. It wasn't pretty and roses and cutie. It was like, whoo. So they understand that when he come back, you're a bad mamma jamma. This ain't gonna be the teacher. So this ain't gonna be the lamb. You get all in line. So those of us in the end time, you back up to verse 5, unto salvation, ready to be revealed. They talk about him. He the salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. Like if you want to, we're in the beginning of sorrows, baby. We in the beginning. Life is going to be different going forward. Not just here in these, what they say, here in these United States, the whole world. They got a plan. They got the ingredients. The things in the oven. They're ready to pull that plan out. And the Most High like, go on and cook it. Do what you got to do. I want you to do it. In the meantime, beat your hooks, beat your plowshares in the spirits. Go ahead. I want you to get whatever you got. You want to go 5G? Great. Oh, they signed that this past weekend.
Yes, they did.
If you want to have more weaponry? Great. Do what you got. I'm going to let you do what you got to do. I want you to be at full strength when I see you. I'm going to see you face to face. And in the meantime, those are mine. I got to be able to recognize you now.
Amen. Hallelujah.
I got to be able to recognize you. What are we going to smell like to him? What are we going to look like to him? What are we going to sound like to him? I guarantee you when the waters broke from on high and up under the earth, folks was crying and screaming. And you know what? I ain't paying attention to it. When that fire was running down on Sodom and Gomorrah, you know they found the salt. You know they found the pellets now. They done found the pellets. They ain't gonna tell you that. That stuff raining down. You don't think folks is hollering? I can't hear you. But before he destroyed it, he had a conversation with somebody, didn't he? He said, look, we're gonna run through all that if it's just one.
Yes.
I said, man, I'll say. So we got to be recognized by him. Where we at 6? Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you're in heaviness through manifold temptations at the trial of your faith. It's one thing to read that, but now we in. For our era. They had it in their time. I guarantee you the Yahudim who believed and lived in Europe and different parts, when they were going through exile, getting their kids snatched and all, everybody has had it. We ain't nobody different. I don't know why we think we're going to get away. The trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perish. Is your faith more valuable than gold? You ever seen real gold? You walked in Fort Knox. Solomon's chambers. Oh man, some moose. Oh, he said, is your faith more valuable than that? This is more like just wow. That's how faith's supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
Though be tried with fire, may be found unto praise and honor at the glory of the appearing of the Mashiach, whom having not seen ye love, in whom though now ye see him not, yet believing ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, the end of salvation of your souls, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you, searching what manner of time the spirit of Mashiach, which was in them, did signify when it testified beforehand the sufferings of Christ and the glory that should follow. Whatsoever things were in the foretimes written for your learning.
Yes.
It said the prophets was writing about him. They just going off the ruach from within. They diligently searching and deep and it says revealed unto you. To whom it was revealed, verse 12, that not unto themselves, but unto us, they did minister the things which are now reported unto you by them which have preached the gospel, unto you with the Ruach HaKodesh sent down from heaven, which things the angels desire to look into. Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind. So we gotta have our mind right.
Yes, sir.
You get the word out to do our part, gotta have your mind right. You gotta be sober. And the hope to the end, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Mashiach. You ever see how when they talk about Messiah coming, it's about mercy and grace? He coming back as a killer. They get it. He come back as a killer. That's why his grace and mercy is attached to him and his returning. He coming back as a killer. He came in. This ain't the Wizard of Oz line. I wish I had some heart and courage. Skipping down with Dorothy, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow. You go pet a lion right now. You step inside the cage. So that's why they write like that. They come back and they kill it. I don't know what to say. That's the only thing I can say. Everybody else has got him pictured as coming down, slowing down on butterflies, coming and hugging people. Care Bear power. Shooting up. Rainbow love. See, they done took his rainbow. And done took the covenant of the sign of his power. Done took it and snatched it and claimed it for abominations and filthy. He come back as a killer. But they understand. Matthew 13. Yeah, Matthew 13, verse 1. That he's allowing these people to do what they want to do. And unfortunately, the church is so cluttered, they're going to be so petrified and just pooing all in their pants. I'm scared. Because ain't nobody exhorting you.
Come on.
Ain't nobody lifting you up. So what you expect?
Yes.
Chicken breed chicken.
Uh-oh.
Matthew 13 and 1. The same day when Yahshua out of the house and sat by the seaside, a great multitude was gathered together unto him, so that he went into the ship and sat, and there a whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. When he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places, where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, because they had no root, and they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. He who hath ears to hear, let him hear. When the students came and said unto him, Why speakest thou to us in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. That's saying that still applies today. That ain't stopped. You don't think that he still is teaching his students and teaching the ones that are following him today?
Yes.
He about to, as y'all can say, turn up. It's about to get turned up. So there are things that we have to understand what is important in the Shemaim.
Yes.
Whatever is going on in the meeting rooms, in the discussion boards on high, we need to know that. We need to know. But if I'm cluttered, then how am I going to get it? I got one word in prayer. I can go through this book. Folks is getting chapters. You see the disconnect between us and them? One word, clutter. You folks getting chapters. Jeremiah. Yeah, he's talking about the destruction that came. The chapters.
Yes.
Chapters. Daniel talked about multiple nations and establish it. That's how much trouble we're in. That's how serious it gets. But declutter, de-leaven, declutter, make the right steps that we got to do, right? Because he's about to turn up. But we've been talking about it. I talked to a pastor out of Mississippi. We was talking the other day. He was talking about, well, brother, we've been talking about this for years. Now we're here. So think about the preachers and teachers who ain't been talking about it.
Come on.
Everything's been about happy-go-lucky. Go yourself, self-motivation. You can do it. God's your greatest cheerleader. He's cheering you on. You can do it. Music kick in and folks jumping up and say, sit down. Just silly and goofy. Ain't nothing here about that.
Come on.
I would be scared if I was in that position. I'd be scared too. Walking around with a hat, a super suit on, to go get gas. Be shame yourself. What do you believe in?
Come on.
They said.
Anyway, verse 12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and whosoever hath more abundance, but whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables or riddles, because they see not, see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing you shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing you shall see, and shall not perceive. So they saw him and didn't see him. They heard him and couldn't hear him. So when we speak Torah, or we speak the gospel, or we speak the truth, some are going to see it and can't see it. Some are going to hear it and can't hear it. Why? For this people's heart is wax gross. Their ears are dull of hearing, it's cluttered. Their eyes have closed. At least anytime they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, they should understand with their heart and should be converted. And I should heal them. And there's a meal coming up that heals.
Yes.
Ain't nobody blowing my phone. I'm trying to get there. More it's the opposite. Why I ain't gonna come. There's no, as of right now, knock on wood, there's no military coming in. There's no martial law. There's no threats. But people like that went through stuff like that. People in other countries. You don't think it's Christians or believers in Iran and China? But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and ye have heard them. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that was sown into his heart. This is he which receives seed by the wayside. There are plenty of people that you talk to, and you are spitting seeds to them. And someone comes and snatches it. You know, it's kind of like when you invite somebody to come and they don't come.
How many excuses?
Someone interfered.
Yes.
It's a phrase, it's a culture phrase, a game within the game. We get deep into the scriptures, game within the game, we're talking about the spiritual. The things behind people, the things around people, the game within the game. Verse 20, but he that received the seed into stony places, the same as he that heareth the word and anointed with joy receive it, yet he hath not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises, because of the what? Word, by and by he is offended. Some people, you know, the ridicule or persecution or change in my life I got to make for the word, I can't do it no more. I quit. Tap out. I'm out. Tap out. 22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, it becomes unfruitful. The thorns, thistles, they choke the word out. Too much stuff going on. The cares of the world, too much stuff. And what we realized for sure, I'm sure when they was in Mitzrayim, when Yah started addressing Egypt, I'm sure the Israelites realized, some of them, how dependent they were upon Egypt. And I don't mean just like stuff, but way of life. And what we should be realizing that as they are having their pandemic, the saints should realize, man, I'm dependent. I'm stuck in this thing, kind of hip deep. That's how good Yah is, because He wants us to see. If you ever in a relationship or maybe with a boss, you say, "Hey, I want to know where I stand with you." That come to Jesus meeting. I want to know where I stand with you. So this is a great time for us to see where we stand. Some people are struggling right now.
Yes.
I mean, struggling. Whether it's non-believers, believers, set-apart believers, a lot of people are struggling. And he's in the back, warming up. He ain't doing punch yet. He's sending warnings though.
Yes.
Who knew about the meteorite that struck in Nigeria a few days ago? Now, we read 2nd Ezra over and over and over. So I'm sending plagues at you. He said, who gonna catch it like everyone throw it back?
Nobody.
We'll say that for next week. I gotta stay on this.
All right.
But he that receives seed to the good ground, 23, is he that heareth the word and understandeth, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. Good ground is tilled. It has to be tilled. It has to be made good. I used to hear that taught, and I didn't really get that until I started having to till ground. And when you have to till ground, and we couldn't really afford no tiller till we had the electric one. So we don't want to go so far. unless we got 2 or 3 of them orange extension cords, you know. But anyway, so tilling the ground to do some gardening, that thing's strong now.
It'll beat you down.
That thing, look, if you ain't got a good grip, you're gonna be throwing you around. You gotta be strong and firm and hold it and walk. And there's only one thing that'll stop it. Deep roots, rocks within the earth, deep, hard. It just go boom. You get to moving to the earth. It's like, look at this thing. We gotta have our tilled. Good ground is tilled. That's preparation of the ground or the heart. So rocks and roots and just stuff gets exposed. But you don't know unless you dig.
Come on.
How you gonna know? Because once again, we say, I'll do whatever I gotta do. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. No, you want the easy way. We want the easy way.
Yes.
It just sounds good. It's necessary for the ground to be tilled. It's necessary for the digging and uprooting of things in the heart. Why? We have to cast all our cares upon him, for he cares for you. All cares got to be casted upon him. All right, so we have to be rejoicing. You have to give it up, and sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Right? Because what? We have too much stuff.
Yeah.
And what was the thing is that we're attached to it. We like it. We love it. We don't want to get rid of it. And it could be stuff. It could just be ways. It could be just how you are. And you're so comfortable with it. You don't want to give it up. So we have to cast all our cares upon him. It's kind of like we talked about the offers and stuff this morning. You got to throw it on the altar.
Yes.
And sometimes we don't throw it all on the altar. You know, there's a reason why we pray for the same thing year after year after year after year after year. Same prayer, same problem. Same prayer, same problem. Are we really throwing it on the altar? Are we just, dismembering it from us? In your heart, you know. Sometimes we don't like to always just say shoot it straight, keep it 100.
Yeah.
Well, this is the time we got to keep it 100. They want to eat with us.
Yes.
So I got a meal for you. We all need it. It's not going to be a lot of people there. It's all over the world. It's not going to be a lot of people there. So we got to cast all our cares upon, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. Okay. It's kind of in this relationship, we have to want it as bad as Messiah does. When I was coaching, I used to say that we'd had there's on Facebook people, people will put on there different stuff because I guess people are just really bored now. Like first time you saw me play basketball, what you thought? So a couple of my former players put that on there, and I got some little jokes, but some was some good guys, and I put some, I gave him a little punch and gave him a little joke, and then I said some nice stuff about him. But we have to be honest, and I used to tell them that if I want it this bad, you gotta want it like that bad. Like I can't want it more than you do.
Yeah.
Like you're the active participant, not me. I'm on the sideline yelling. You're the one that's participating. So in this walk, we're the active participant. Not him. You say, I did my part. So we have to want it as bad as Messiah. Well, how bad did he want it? All the way to the cross. All the way through. So we have to cast all our care upon him, or all the extra stuff, because he cares for you. It's a relationship. He actually does love us. We are his sheep, we are his people. But, so we have to Musa, unleash. But 2 Corinthians 2:11, least Satan should get an advantage of us. We're not ignorant of his devices, 2 Corinthians 2:11. So how does Satan get an advantage on us? Too much stuff. Remember, it's not this, powerful, rah, rah, I am the devil. Rah. Just crafty. So he's going to take advantage of extra stuff. In the temple and the tabernacle, like one way in and one way out. You know what? In our body, we got multiple ways in and multiple ways out. We got to close some doors. We got to shut up some windows. There's too many entrances into our temple. Too many entrances. So at least Satan should get an advantage of us. We got to stop giving him, we talked about this years ago, about flesh hooks. Think about this in worship, that in our flesh, when we break away from stuff, we break away from bad habits, character, activities, whatever, that hook is taken out of you. Because you got to be going forward. But when Satan can get the flesh hook in you, he can pull you back. You're going this way. He pulling you back. Now, how many advantages, how many flesh hooks he got in us? I'm walking, I'm doing my, natural biomechanic movement, walking forward or running forward, whatever. But if I got hooks in me, and it's harder to rotate, it's harder, it's hard. I might just be stuck. It might take me 10 years to go 2 miles. Most I'm like, that boy got there yet? I got too many hooks in.
Yes.
So at least Satan should get an advantage of us. We're not ignorant of his devices. Hebrews 12:1. Hebrews 12:1, and it reads, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses,
Yes.
let us lay aside every what? Weight and the sin which does so easily beset us, and let us what? Run. With what? Patience. Sometimes we think we got to be a Usain Bolt. To run with patience. Marathon.
Yes.
It's not for the swimmer. You got to endure. Stamina. That's stamina in him. Let us run with patience the race that is set before. So you have your own lane you got to be running in. I can't be running my race in someone else's lane. I can't run my race in someone else's lane. Is this thing not plugged up?
Oh, you have your charger?
Yeah.
Okay. It went away. And it
I got it.
okay.
Whatever, one go, Johnson. With patience, the race that is set before us, looking to Yahshua, the author and finisher of our faith, for the joy that was set before him of his race. He was joyful. Endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Elohim. Okay, so he got stuff for us, but we have to run our race. I got to run my race. I can't be in someone else's lane. I'm running my race. No, you got to stay in your lane. We talk about this multiple times. Vibrations and media is the devil's sword. Right? So, if my mind is weak, stay off of it.
Yes.
Amen.
Stay up. Just all I tell you. If your mind is weak, I don't mean it as an insult. I'm just saying it's just advice. If it just is, or if it's just too much, then just cut it down. Don't watch it 5 hours of 5 minutes. Okay? Because we have to understand that the adversary has his weaponry. The media is one of them.
Yeah.
So you have to remember that. But sometimes Because we are in this world, we're in this system, and that is a manner of getting information.
Yeah.
Now, you got to be strong, and if you can't handle it, just don't do a bunch of watching up. Now, that don't mean your folks at work and family. Oh, what you going to be doing? You ain't in the house, you ain't got your ass bath suit on.
Have mercy.
Now, we've talked about this, right? We've talked about the diversion. We talked about different books and things that people have given that these people are dead. Now, all of these books, folks, dead. Former CIA and FBI and MI6, folks, dead. Straight up. Diversions, primary strategy. Experience has proven that the simplest method of securing a silent weapon, what has been talked about, Corona. So what? We're at war.
Yes.
Understand that they're talking through you. Remember, this is his tool. They're just talking through you. Gaining control of the public is to keep the public undisciplined and ignorant of basic, simple systems, principles on the one hand, while keeping them confused, cluttered, disorganized, cluttered, and distracted. Cluttered with matters of no real importance on the other hand. Cluttered. And then we had some other stuff, and then especially the TV and newspapers, giving them what they desire and access. It's like watching a bad what's the show? Soap operas. Is that what they call soap operas? Soap operas. Just watching soap operas. These preclude their interest in and discover the silent weapons of social automation technology. The general rule is that there is profit in confusion. The more confusion, the more profit. The more confusion, the more profit. The best approach is to create problems and then offer the solutions. So at some point, they'll fix it when they're ready, because the mice got to go back into your normal maze and play. You know, you get that rock-a-bye baby. It's time you got at some point. They're gonna, the baby's crying. They're gonna make the baby stop crying at some point. Put the pads in your mouth and get you under control and calm you down and go back to how it was. Forget about Corona. Go spend money. Go out. Go back to the beach. Then something else will be worse. But the laws that they have passed and the fear that's been set in, this time the federal government can be quicker. It'll just be quicker. So you got to remember that. Some of the folks, they're going to be like, you're crazy. Remember, we talked about this, entertainment, keep the public entertainment below a 6th grade level. So even though you can Google up some stuff and hear other doctors saying stuff and you can listen to news, but wait a minute, and you just keep the public busy with no time to think. Back on the farm, the other animals, no time to think. So it is what it is. So the Torah, the commandments are given to Moses. This is what we got to have our reflection on. Okay, the Torah. Instructions, the wisdom, Deuteronomy 25:15. Deuteronomy 25:15. If anybody watching has never heard Torah before, it just means the law, but you hear the law. Genesis through Deuteronomy, the first 5 books. Deuteronomy 25:15, and it reads, but thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, and perfect and just measure shalt thou have, and thy days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. So we got to be able to have good balance when it's all said and done. We have to have good balance. Proverbs 16:11. It just wouldn't just be put in there. Obviously, there is going to be hustling nobody and getting over them, but we got to be able to have good balance in life. But if I'm cluttered, then one side of my scale is uber heavy, then another, and I'm not balanced. And we should be balanced with what? Because Yah's looking for the worshipers, and worship should be worshiping in what? Spirit and truth.
Yes.
So one side of your balance should be spirit, the other side should be truth. It should be even. That's how he wants us to be. Proverbs 16:11. A just weight and balance are Yah's. All the weights of the bag are his work.
Mm.
A just weight and balance, they are Yah's. They're Yahweh's. All the weights of the bag are his work. So the world is becoming, or the world is unbalanced.
Yeah.
Right? That's not an excuse for us to be unbalanced.
Amen.
The world is unbalanced. Not an excuse for us to become unbalanced. It's just not an excuse. It could be easy.
Mm.
They kind of suck us in. You know, you just listen to it over and over and over. You think you sick. You gotta slap yourself. You be like, ain't nothing wrong with me. I had a doctor.
Mm.
I know a healer.
Mm.
Ain't nothing wrong with me. But you let stuff into your temple. Most what was that Yahshua say about the strong man? When the strong man get what? Bound up, the thieves and robbers come in. They take all your stuff.
Mm.
Look, you listen to these folks you're gonna lose your sanity.
Mm.
You're gonna lose your shalom. What think that's what they're trying to take? Your sanity, your shalom, your understanding, and have you unbalanced.
Mm.
Remember, least Satan should get an advantage of us. Don't let him have an advantage. Stay balanced.
Balance.
Philippians 4. Whole garage full of food. Crazy. And no bombs went off or nothing. All that food, well, you go in no waste. Just go, this food, they still got food and stuff now. Philippians 4:4. Rejoice in the master always. And again, I say rejoice. Rejoice in the master always. Again, I say rejoice. Let your moderation be known to all men that the Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be made known to Elohim. And the peace of Elohim, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Yahshua HaMashiach.
Yes.
Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any of praise, think on these things, those things that ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me do. So a lot of these folk, they should be scared. Because the people that they follow, and he's scared.
Mm-hmm.
And the God, the Elohim of Shalom, shall be with you.
Hallelujah.
But I rejoice in the Lord greatly that now at the last your care of me hath flourished again, wherein you were also careful, but you lacked opportunity. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content.
Hallelujah.
So regardless of what they're doing, we got to be balanced.
Mm.
We have to be rational, not irrational. The Ruach should keep us rational.
Hallelujah.
Because there are talents and characteristics about the Ruach. Wisdom, understanding, fear, knowledge, counsel, might. Isaiah 11, look for yourself. That those things are part, that is the Ruach. Fruits of the Spirit, joy, peace, long-suffering, love, holiness, right? This should be bubbling up out of you like a volcano now. Don't hold y'all back in you now. He called them. We had the men set up last week. That was a commission to go forward and do what you got to do. Do not hold that which is in you. Women too, children too.
Yes.
Don't hold it back. Let the volcano out. The Lion of Judah roars.
Yes.
So you got to roar. I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. Everywhere in all things I am instructed, both to be full and to be hungry. Both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Mashiach, which strengthens me. See, when you just say Philippians 4:13, folks books, just regular stuff. But when you read it,
Yes.
it's like in doing the job that I've been called to do, whether I'm hungry, tired, whether I'm talking to a scholar or just a dummy, it don't matter where I'm at, what I'm doing, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Hallelujah.
2 Corinthians 4. Corinthians 4:1. Therefore, seeing that we have this ministry, that as we have received mercy, we faint not. Look, we got work to do.
Yes.
We got work to do. You thought y'all just brought you here in the end time and the end for nothing? We got work to do. This is our part of the vineyard.
Yeah.
We're just gonna work. And we faint not. We just work, we just can't work no more. Right? We owe that to our ancestors. We owe that to every righteous person, man and woman, child that have died, hoping to see what we could see. So we're just going to work our part of it as hard as best as we can. But have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor having the word of Elohim deceitfully, not hustling people through scriptures. But by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of Elohim. It's a great time now. People is petrified.
Yes.
But you walking around sober in your mind. You girded. You ain't strapped in the ASVAB suit. Got your helmet of salvation.
Come on.
You got your shield. You got your sword. Your feet is tied with the gospel. You got the gird belt of truth around your waist. You dressed up like a soldier.
In the kitchen.
But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world, once again, is the spiritual battle.
Yes.
Hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. Some don't believe, y'all. It is what it is.
Yes.
Lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is of the image of Elohim, should shine unto them.
Hallelujah.
So we don't know. But if we're holding back, you don't let your volcano out, then you're not doing your best.
Amen.
I took a night off. We're just playing Bruce. I took a night off. Easy 20 right here. No. Got you at every opportunity like it should last. Some people, they might not ever hear the truth when they talk to you.
Come on.
Whatever they've been getting ain't good enough.
Come on.
We're talking about truth. For we preach not ourselves, but Mashiach, Yahshua the Master, and ourselves your servants for Yahshua's sake. We're servants.
Yes.
For God, who commanded the light to shine in the darkness, have shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory. And the glory is going to be coming down. It's going to be like, woo! Glory of Elohim in the face of Yahshua HaMashiach. He's going to be a happy face. What do you think is going to be in that man's face? We have this treasure in earthen vessels, your body.
Yes.
That the excellency of the power may be of Elohim and not of us. We have to operate in the power and not of our own us, my own mind, most folks, their own head. There's a power within you, and he put it there. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, cast down, but not destroyed, always bearing about in the body of the dying of Mashiach, that the life of Yahshua might be made manifest in our body. For we which alive are always delivered unto death for Yahshua's sake, that the life also of Yahshua might be made manifest in our mortal flesh. So then death worketh in us, but life in you. We have the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believe and therefore have I spoken. We also believe and therefore speak, knowing that he which raised up the Master Yahshua shall raise up us also by Yahshua.
Hallelujah.
But another passage talks about us being a kind of first fruits or first kind of creatures, and shall present us with you. For all things are for your sake, that the abundant grace might through the thanksgiving of many redound to the glory of Elohim, for which cause we faint not.
Hallelujah.
But though our outward man perish,
Yes.
yet the inward man is renewed day by day.
Day by day.
For our light affliction, which is but for a moment. When he say light affliction, he talking about running, getting killed and persecuted. We just talking about, they said, stay in the house. Worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which we see are temporal, but for the things which are not seen are eternal. Last scripture, 1 Corinthians 7. It'll be in verse 21. We're going to end on marriage, relationships. Because one of the things about being cluttered was about having a good relationship. You got too much stuff in your life. It's hard to have good relationships. So 1 Corinthians 7 and 21. Or if thou call being a servant, care not for it. But if thou mayest be made free, use it rather. For he that is called in the Lord, if you are called in the master, being a servant, is the Lord's freeman. Likewise, also he that is called, being free, is Christ's servant. You are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. Brethren, let every man, wherein he is called, therein abide with Elohim. So wherever you're called, brethren, let every man, wherein he is called, therein abide with Elohim. Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord, of the master. Yet I give my judgment as one that hath obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful. I suppose, therefore, that this is good for a present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife. But if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this I say, brethren, that time is short. Time is short. It remained that both they that have wives be as though they had none. And they that weep as though they weep not. And they that rejoice as though they rejoice not. And they that buy as though they possessed not. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passes away. So now we're talking about separation from the world. But I would have you without carefulness, he that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. So he's not dissing you being married. Are you married to the things of the world? Or are you married to the master? There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman cares for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and in spirit. But she that is married cares for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction.
Yes.
That's the point. That you may attend to the things of your master without distraction. So, we got a woman up here on the screen. She's got two men. She's got two husbands. And who do we tend to? Do we tend to we're all the bride of Christ. That's our goal. Do we attend to the man of the world or the man of Shemayim? Right now in this pandemic, we're seeing how attached we are to the man of the world. That's mercy in that, seeing where we stand. So who are we attached to? Who are we attached to more? And you won't believe this. Well, I think we already know this, but today is the 10th day of Aviv. And it reads in Exodus 12:1, and the Lord spoke unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speaking to all the congregation of Israel, saying, the 10th day of this month they shall take unto them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. We have to make a choice today.
Mm.
We have to choose the right man.
Mm.
We have to choose the lamb today.
Mm.
It's already in your Torah for instruction.
Yes.
What if everything written aforetime, it's just written for our learning.
Yes.
Through the patience that comes through the scriptures, that we all might have what? Hope.
Oh.
But a lot of people are going to marry the man of the world.
Mm.
On this day, there's about a handful of people in here choosing the lamb, choosing the man from heaven. Some will choose the man of this world. What you going to choose?
Mm.
And you got to stand by your conviction.
Yes.
I heard that passage before, and folks is talking about, you see, it's better to burn. No, that's not what they're talking about. Talking about you and being a servant for Yah.
Mm.
And if you a servant, as it says in the verse 35, that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction.
Yes.
And it is hard when you're cluttered. When you're cluttered, easy to be distracted. So Shabbat Shalom and Shavua Tov to all the brothers and sisters, those that are here, those that couldn't be here for a variety of reasons, and to those that might be watching on the screen. Choose the Lamb. Choose Christ. And stand by your selection. Stand on it. Yah is just showing how attached we are.
Yes.
We say, I'm breaking up out of here. We are attached. But before we get in all that, he just wants us to realize the clutter in our life,
Mm-hmm.
to become not so cluttered. It impedes our progress, impedes us going forward. He wants to be with us. He has some plans for us, but he only do so much with you. You know, sometimes we just got to lose a little weight.
Mm.
Got to lose a little weight. So
Amen.
with that being said, Shabbat Shalom to the tribes of Israel and all the believers. We'll see y'all on Pesach.